The problem with his religion, I think, is some people think that it's an excuse to do whatever you want, that there are no repercussions for your actions. And I don't think that's what he was getting at with it. Hello. Today I'm going to talk about the O.T.O as a Gnostic sect. The last video in this series I discussed the Golden Dawn, and this is kind of an extension of that. The Ordo Templi Orientis, also called the Order of the Temple of the East and the Order of Oriental Templars, was formed in 1895. They originated with some German-speaking occultists. I'll put the men on the screen here, but they were modeled after European Freemasonry. And it seems like Royce and Kellner were the main forces in creating the O.T.O. Royce succeeded him as head of the organization after Kellner's death. Royce seemed to include elements of the Gnostic Catholic Church, an offshoot of the Église Gnostique. Royce met Aleister Crowley in 1910. Crowley was admitted quickly into the first 3 grades. Only 2 years later, Crowley was given Great Britain and Ireland chapters, and they advanced him to the 10th degree. This appointment included the opening of the British section of the O.T.O. It was called the Mysteria Mystica Maxima, or the MMM. After the death of Royce, Crowley assumed control of the order, and it was drastically changed by him. The primary philosophy of the society became his self-created occult system, Thelema. With this change, they ceased Masonic degrees and membership requirements. Here are some notable members in the group's history. As you can see, it's a little bit of all kinds of people. In 1913, Crowley composed the Gnostic Mass while in Moscow. He described it as being the order's central ceremony of its public and private celebration, and the original and true pre-Christian Christianity, a very Gnostic notion. The Gnostic Mass is also known as Liber 15 or Book 15. In 1919, Crowley attempted to work this Masonic-based O.T.O into Detroit, Michigan, my hometown, but he was stymied by the Council of the Scottish Rite. They claimed that the O.T.O rituals were too similar to Orthodox Masonry. An O.T.O member, Richard Kaczynski, later wrote Panic in Detroit based off of Crowley's time in my hometown. World War II. During the war, the European branches of the O.T.O were either destroyed or driven underground. By the end of the war, the only surviving lodge was the Agape Lodge in California. It was founded in 1935 by Wilfred Talbot Smith. Rocket scientist Jack Parsons became head of the lodge in 1942. The TV show Strange Angel that I mentioned in the last video relates the strangeness of this time. If you've seen that, you know that the future founder of Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, was also involved. It's also talked about in this book on Jack Parsons quite a bit. Aside from the Agape Lodge, there were many initiates in different countries still. They were worldwide, I suppose, just not organized. Crowley's death. After his death, Karl Germer attempted to keep the O.T.O running, but with questionable success. Several members vied for control, so there was kind of a battle. These were the main claimants, and they're different kind of branches. Today, there are more than 30 countries who have an O.T.O presence, but like a lot of these kind of secret societies, it's hard to know what the genuine lineage is. This is one reason why I don't do these kind of things, is I think that personalities are fallible, and if someone comes to me claiming they have secret knowledge, I'm immediately suspicious. So I think even with the Golden Dawn, there was some suspicion around how they got their knowledge. Rituals and practices. Admittance to each degree involves an initiation and the swearing of an oath. This is just like the Golden Dawn in that respect. There are 13 numbered degrees and 12 unnumbered ones. They are divided into 3 grades of triads: the hermit, the lover, and the man of earth. Here is the man of earth triad. Advancement through this requires sponsorship from ranking members. Then we have the Lovers Triad. There's a lot of alchemical symbolism here within the titles, I think. And lastly, we have the Hermit's Triad. And then outside all the triads, there's the Knight of the East and West, rank. Advancement into the degree of the Knight of the East and the West and beyond requires an invitation from ranking members. There's also the celebration of Book 15, the Gnostic Mass. I believe in one secret and ineffable Lord, and in one star in the company of stars, of whose fire we are created, and to which we shall return, and in one Father of life, mystery of mystery, in his name Chaos, the sole vice-regent of the sun upon the earth, and in one air the nourisher of all that breathes. Crowley's text here definitely draws from Gnosticism. It's about personal spiritual discovery, direct experience over dogma, the individual's realization of their true will. Each person possesses a divine nature. Spiritual work involves discovering and expressing that nature. Most of the ideas here are incorporated into his religion of Thelema. In Greek, it means will, and he is famous for this quote, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will." But as far as I can tell, this doesn't mean do whatever you want. In fact, Israel Regardie has said otherwise, and several other people have also said otherwise. The problem with his religion, I think, is some people think that it's an excuse to do whatever you want, that there are no repercussions for your actions. And I don't think that's what he was getting at with it. He's a controversial figure though, so everybody has their opinion of him. Differences. This is a rejection of anti-materialism. The Gnostic Mass celebrates the body, sexuality, nature, physical existence. The same with Thelema. So maybe this philosophy aligns more with the Cainites or Carpocratians than the other Gnostic sects. I mentioned in my Golden Dawn video that there are many reasons why they were Gnostics. I think a lot of these apply here as well. I'm not going to repeat them here for brevity, but if you want to know more, check out that video. Legacy. The Gnostic Catholic Church is the ecclesiastical arm of the O.T.O. Its central activity is the celebration of Book 15, the Gnostic Mass. They also do baptism, confirmation, and ordination for deacons, priests, priestesses, or bishops. And they also do the last rites. So it is a proper church. Here are some other organizations that are offshoots of the O.T.O, Thelema or Crowley's teachings. Some people think he is a prophet of this age. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know that he has had a very strong influence on this time. So looking into the future, it's possible that he might be looked at the same way that Valentinus might be looked at, or Busilides or somebody. It's hard to say. But I do think there's some wisdom in his work, and I think the Gnostics would use anything to learn. But that's all I got for this. I'm going to take a little break from the Gnostic sect videos for a few months. I'm going to switch over to Kabbalah from a Gnostic perspective. As of right now, I think this is going to be 4 videos. I'll put their titles on the screen. The first one is coming next month. I will probably switch back to the Gnostic sects after this because there are many more that I want to address, a lot of minor ones. So is the O.T.O Gnostic or not? Comment your thoughts below, like and subscribe, but that's all I got for this one. Take care. Have a good day.